Do you remember the very moment you chose your major?
Yeah, I've actually, since elementary, I really enjoyed studying history. When I actually chose my major, I was a senior in high school. We had to do an essay regarding what we wanted to major in college, and I finally decided that I actually really enjoyed studying history, and I had a big passion for it. So after I wrote my essay on that, I decided that's what I wanted to be.
Yes, I do. I was actually a freshman in high school. I decided on my major after I developed the habit of constantly writing songs as well as various articles.
Yes, I do. I remember the very moment I chose my major was probably the moment I got out of high school.
Did anyone close to you try to support you or change your mind?
My parents weren't supportive of my decision at all. They wanted me to be a doctor, a nurse, a pharmacist, something that actually pulled a lot of money to the table. So that was kind of an obstacle I had to endure my whole 4 years of college.
No one tried to change my mind. Everyone was very supportive of what I was doing. My family is actually huge fans of my work. I have a couple friends and a couple of people that I actually don't know who have read my writing pieces, and they've actually been very satisfied with what they've read so far. So everybody's been relatively supportive of that.
No, everyone that was close to me was actually very supportive of it. The only thing is that they recommended that I either picked up another major on the side or a minor, just so I can have something to fall back on.
What is the biggest thing that has made you fall in love with your major?
I really like that history, it doesn't change. All throughout elementary, middle school, high school, college, you learn about the same thing over and over again, so it doesn't go away. There's inventors, people that have made so many different impacts in the world, and it's amazing.
Well, I really love the writing aspect of it. I think that writing is a dying art, and I feel that I'm able to carry that on with my passion, again, which is mostly for writing.
Growing up, I grew up in a very football household, so like I said, football was a very big thing, sports in general actually, and every morning I'd just be watching SportsCenter with my uncles, and that just kind of made me want to go into mass communication so I could hopefully, work with ESPN in the future.
Have you ever felt any fear or doubt about your choice?
Yeah, I guess there's always fear of the future, but I love my major. I know that in the end, whatever I end up doing, it's gonna make me happy.
Most definitely. I know that it's very difficult to get published. I know that it's very difficult to write, structuring, and there's a lot of critics out there who are used to a certain style of writing, and I know that it can be very difficult to get my message across to them sometimes. I know that they are used to different styles of writing, like I said, but I still keep my passion for it.
No, I've always been confident about it. The only thing that just kind of brings my mood down about it a little is just when I hear other kids coming into college and saying, oh, well, I don't know what I'm going to study, so I'm just going to go into communications.
What are your goals after college?
I think I want to do some research in history, maybe become a professor. I haven't really thought out a whole bunch of options yet, but I'm still looking forward to the future and seeing what comes from there.
I would like to, again, write, but teaching also sounds like a very good job. I'd like to teach overseas if possible, but chances are I will stick to writing.
Work for ESPN and have my own show and or segment on SportsCenter.
I feel like William Du Bois is a very important historical icon, and his degree was a very important factor towards his success.
Definitely. I've actually looked into many of his speeches, and he's always encouraged English majors to pursue their passion. And he's not the only author that I look up to. There are different authors out there, Anthony Horowitz, Barry Lyga, that have also, I guess, fed the fire in a sense, and have pushed me to continue my passion, which is writing.
Of course, most certainly, yes. Anyone in the field that has made it and done whatever they want to do, or just, accomplished something in general, obviously with, acquiring the whole Marvel and Disney, and, ESPN is actually under Disney, that's an accomplishment in its own. So yeah, it's an inspiration.
And then there's me, the graphic design major. I chose my major when I was very young. Around 5 years old, I remember wanting to do art, and that's all I ever wanted to do. I didn't know what design was back then, but I knew I wanted to create beautiful things. I was faced with a lot of opposition from my family and even my school counselor, saying I should pursue a career with a more stable income and more job opportunities, per se. The way I overcame these fears of really not making it in a competitive setting was the fact that every driven artist has always done so on their own. They've always been faced with a lot of issues regarding the same things that I'm getting faced with now. Economy, people saying other things. But regardless of everything, I know what I want to pursue.